Without wasting anybody's time, let's dive into the part 2 of this video, which is the topic is know these things before you decide to relocate to Canada. What's up, you guys? My name is Darlington Obasi, and welcome again to my YouTube channel, Darlington Academy. On this part 2, the first point I have is Canada is super expensive. And here is why. I came as an international student, so I had to study in Canada. I actually did 2 programs. I had to do like a postgraduate program in college in Ontario called Conestoga College, and then I had to like move from Ontario to Calgary to do my nursing program. And I paid thousands of Canadian dollars the first as a postgraduate program I did in Ontario, and then I paid it was insane doing the nursing program. And because I came as an international student, I had to pay international student fee, meaning I didn't pay the domestic as a fee, because they're 2 different things, right? So right now, because I've been in Canada longer and I studied and I got my permanent residency, if I came through some of the other pathways and I got my permanent residency and then decide to study, I would have paid the domestic fee. But because I chose to study, that's why I paid this huge amounts just to be able to study in Canada. That is the reason why I said Canada is super expensive based on the tuition aspect of it. There are also other fees that are huge. Like everything in this country pretty much is super expensive. Accommodation and things like that, right? It's super expensive. But I always have this saying that where there is a way, where there is a will, there is a way. And why do I say that? If you're someone who genuinely wants to come to this country, do not let what I just said right now kind of as in demoralize you towards as in chasing your dreams. I think mostly it's all about you as a person knowing who you are and knowing exactly what you want out of life, right? So if you are someone who genuinely want to come here, then don't let that be a problem. Focus more on what can I do, just to make my dreams come true. And I think luckily for me, when I came to Canada and I landed in Toronto, and I connected with a lot of Nigerians who kind of knew exactly what they wanted out of this country. We had to compromise, you know what I mean? To me, that's my counter to it. So don't let the costly part of the country scare you. There is always ways people can, adjust. So what we did, so this is just an example. What we did, if you feel like it's something you want to do, then go ahead. Or you guys can do it with your friends. What we did, me and a couple guys, we had to find a home and we shared, I shared a room with a friend of mine, and both of us were living in that. We had to sacrifice. We sacrificed a lot of things, right? So I think we were paying 200 and something. The room was it was a very small room, and I think the room was around $500, and we were paying $250, right? So for me, it's more if you want something, you got to make sacrifices. You know what I mean? You got to make sacrifices. So for me, I understood the aspect of the tuition fee being huge, but I was able to make adjustments. I made a lot of sacrifices. I didn't do so many things other people. I knew where I came from. I knew it was going to be hard. I got the support of family members, but at the same time, I was willing to pay the price, right? So don't let the tuition aspect of that scare you. If you feel like you want to study, go ahead, make your plans, choose a school. I came and I did a diploma program. I did a postgraduate, and then I did a diploma program in nursing. And based on the plans I had on ground, I was able to finish and graduate and get a good job and things like that. So there is always ways. So even if people tell you it's costly, understand that if you know exactly what you want, you can make things work, right? So that is number one. It's expensive, but there are always there is always a way to walk around things. It's all about connecting with the right people. And that brings me to the second point on this part 2, which is connecting with a community. This is super, super, super important, guys. I must stress this over and over and over again. Connecting with a community, it's huge. That is exactly what helped me out in this country. The moment I landed in Toronto and I took a bus to where I think it was a hostel I lived in, at that point, I connected with the Nigerian community. Information was flowing like wildfire. You know what I mean? Like connecting with a community, connecting with a community gave me that opportunity to know what to do. You could get information easily from people who have actually been here longer than you are. And that was when I realized the things to do on how to get my permanent residency faster, right? So that was when I realized that if I did my postgraduate program, I was only going to get a 1-year work permit, right? But if I'm able to do a 2-year diploma program or a 3-year degree program, then I stand the chance of getting a 3 years work permit. So with a 1-year work permit, the chances of you getting a job and then being nominated for your permanent residency, it might be slim. You might not get a job. You might get a job within 1 year. You might not get a job, right? But because I did the first program, then I got a job in a factory and started working. Then I dived, I had to start school again, saved up money when I was working in the factory for 1 year, then switched around, got into nursing school, did my nursing program, got my 3 years work permit. Within those 3 years, I was able to get a job. Within that 3 years, I was able to apply for my permanent residency, because there was this program, I think it's called AIMP, for people who studied in Calgary that moment. Then I was nominated and then I got my permanent residency. So it's always, always important to connect with a community. Do not isolate yourself in this country. You're going to find it so hard. Connect with the country. Even if you're like, this is not about me being, or you telling yourself you're an introvert. I am an introvert, man, but you gotta step up. You know what I mean? I had to do what I got to do to make ends meet in this country. So that is super, 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 super important. Connect with the community. Connect with the community. If you don't know what to do, there are so many places you can use there are so many ways you can do that. You can use Meetup, you can use WhatsApp groups, but try, even on Google, you can just type Nigerians in Canada, Nigerians in the province you find yourself or the city you find yourself. If you're any part of the world you're from, let's say you're from Poland, you're from India, Pakistan, anywhere at all, just type in your country, people in that province that you are in. Try and connect with a community. It's going to help you. Information is super, super important in this country. Number 3 is learn to be independent. This is also huge. Learn to be independent. If you do not know how to cook, start learning how to cook. If you do not know how to clean, start learning how to clean. If you do not know how to do a lot of things, this is the time to do it. In this part of the world, if you do not know how to do these things, no one is going to do it for you. Absolutely no one, except you are here with your family and you have your kids, then they can help you out. Coming down here, didn't know how to cook. I knew how to clean the house and things but I didn't know how to cook. Food is fucking expensive. You know what I mean? So I ate out a couple times. Man, my budget was just going down. I had to reach out to my mom. I was like, what can I do? I need to do something different. You know what I mean? So I had to like do things differently. I learned how to cook just to survive. So in this part of the world, you have to learn to be independent. You have to learn to be independent. It's going to come in handy for you. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely going to come in handy for you. Do not overlook this, guys. It's super, super important. That is a key point to pay attention to. Then number 4 on this part 2 is choosing the right province that will also help you connect with people. I noticed that depending on the kind of program that you want to do in Canada, the agency that you kind of use to travel to Canada, they kind of doesn't send you to a certain area. So the agency I used to come to Canada, they sent me to, as in I got a school in Ontario, and luckily for me, I think that agency and a bunch of other agencies, like they've sent a lot of Nigerians to that particular as in province, that particular city. And then when I came in, luckily for me, I found a lot of Nigerians and I just blended in easily. So choosing the right province helps with you connecting with people. So this also ties down to the second point that I made, which is like connecting with a community. So choosing the right province would help you. For example, now there are lots of, let's say you're someone coming from Africa, let's say Nigeria, Cameroon, Ghana, let's just say Africa, for example. There are lots of Africans in Ontario, right? Compared to other parts of Canada, right? So this is also what you should, like, guys, utilize Google. There is this saying that Google is your best friend. Search on Google and just search things for like Nigerians where can I find, where are the number of Nigerians in this province, like the majority of people in this province. Information is key. Like the thing I've noticed with the world we live in right now is there is so much information, but the point is, how do you find this information? All these things that I'm even talking about, it's all over the internet. So even for me to bring them together, it's all about the experience I have living in this country and the ones I was able to like pull up based on the questions people are asking. So utilize Google, utilize all these search engines to like find information. Connect, go to choose the right province and connect with the right people. It is going to help you a lot to blend well in this country. You're going to get like vital information that are going to help you as in move faster. Coming to this country, I had no one. I think I had like an uncle that was in Newfoundland and I was in Ontario. I reached out to him. I couldn't even go there because I had to fly, right? So it was me all by myself, but I didn't really worry about that because I had a lot of Nigerians around me and we had so much information circulating around. So boys were like able to like, hustle our way through. And I'm so happy that a lot of us made it in this country, right? So pay attention to that. So this brings us an end to the part 2 of this video. In the part 3 of this video, I'm going to be talking about my own personal experience living in Canada, the things I would definitely call it like my own lessons and regrets, things I feel like I should have paid a lot of attention to before relocating to Canada. And I'm going to make it in a way that you guys will understand. So it's something you have to like kind of as in do your own due diligence. If you can like pay attention to those key points, then it's going to be a lot easier for you once you migrate to Canada. And thank you guys for paying attention to this video, and I will see you in the part 3 of this mini video series on what to look out, the things to look out for if you decide to move down to Canada. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.